Hey, I'm Adam Jusko from ProbMoney.com, and in this video I am going to review OneMain financial personal loans. But before I do that, I would ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not already, and if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So OneMain Financial offers personal loans mostly to people that have lower credit scores, people that have had some credit problems in the past. What that means is that you are going to have higher interest rates. What they show on their website as potential interest rates as of the making this video is anywhere from 16.5% as an interest rate all the way up to 35.99%, which is obviously extremely high. You may also have an origination fee on your loan, which could be up to 5% of the total amount of the loan. Now, if you're getting that, if you apply and you got that 16.5% end of the scale there, well, then you probably actually don't have all that bad of credit, and there's probably a good chance that you could get a personal loan elsewhere for a lower interest rate. So if you do, are interested in this, and your loan offer is down on that end, you might actually want to consider looking at other places as well, because you might actually do better. Now, if you're on that other end, if you're higher than 20%, well, then normally I would say that this kind of personal loans is a bad idea in most cases, unless you have a desperate need, such as maybe you need to get a car for a job that you absolutely have to drive to. Maybe that is a time where you can justify getting a personal loan at these rates. But, they talk on their websites about debt consolidation and even vacation loans, which just don't seem like very good ideas. Obviously, a vacation loan, you should not be taking out a personal loan that is going to have a 20+% interest rate in order to go on vacation. But even debt consolidation, it's probably likely that, the interest rate you're going to get on this personal loan is not going to be any better maybe than what you're already paying on other debt you have. So that is, there's nothing really there that is too exciting about it as far as I'm concerned, unless you really have sort of a desperate need and this is the only way you can do it. So I've sort of blown already my whole review of the personal loan product by talking about the interest rates and the fees and sort of, whether it makes good sense for you. But having done that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the details of the loan and maybe some other things that will be, useful for you to know. So a loan from OneMain Financial. A personal loan is an installment loan, which, if you don't know, is different from a credit card. An installment loan, you have a set amount that you have borrowed, and you have to pay it back with interest on equal monthly installments. So every time, every month you have to pay a certain amount, and that is fixed each month, and you don't have the option to roll it further on if you want to. You have to pay it every month. So car loans, mortgages, all these things sort of work that way. That's what an installment loan is. In terms of the amounts you can get from OneMain Financial, it goes from $1,500 on the low end all the way to potentially up to $30,000. So obviously a big range there. Like I said, high interest in almost all cases, and if you are on that lower end, again, you might want to think about somewhere else instead. One of the examples they use on their site, they talk about someone having good credit taking out a loan at a 24.99% interest rate. Now, to me, if you have good credit, you don't need to take out a loan at a 24.99% interest rate. So again, for the most part, they are targeting the people that, their credit is not as good. And so you're probably going to be paying a lot more if you are going with OneMain. You can get your money fairly quickly, sometimes as soon as the next day. In terms of the loan terms, you are looking at a 2 to 5 year payback period, which may sound good, but at the same time, if you're paying high interest rates, that means you're going to end up paying an awful lot extra over that period of time. Now, the loans can be secured or unsecured. The issue with secured is, what that generally means is, if you are putting up your car as collateral, you may be able to get a lower interest rate than if you have an unsecured loan that doesn't have anything as collateral. However, in general, I would say that is a pretty bad idea, because if something goes wrong, you do not want to lose your car. You don't want to get your car repossessed, just to have, gotten this lower interest rate on the loan. So I'm against the idea of using the secured loan versus the unsecured loan, even though the secured loan may give you a lower interest rate. There's going to be a hard inquiry on your credit report anytime you take out you know, a new loan. That is generally how that is going to work. So it's going to hurt your credit score a little bit. But if you're going with OneMain Financial to begin with, your credit score probably isn't all that great to begin with, to be honest. So that's kind of, you know, where you're at. Now, in terms of the online application, one warning I would give you is that they, you know, have the whole online application, and then they have some boxes down below, a couple of which are, you know, sort of saying that you've read the agreement and blah, 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 and you have to check those off. And then one of them also gives them the option to, you know, basically spam you, send you up to 5 text messages a week and other ways of contacting you. So, you know, if you do go through with the online application, watch that closely. You don't have to check that one. So that's one they just kind of throw in there to see if they can, you know, have a way to kind of bug you whenever they feel like it, for the most part. In terms of the company, OneMain Financial has a long track record. It's an established public company, over 100 years old. If you sort of look at its various incarnations, it was owned by Citibank at one point, and then 2 companies merged. So there's a long history there, but the long and short of it is it's not a new company, not a fly-by-night operation here that you're talking about. It's an established company, you know, traded on the stock exchange. So it's not, you know, some little company that is some sort of scam company. That said, that doesn't mean that necessarily is, you know, something you would recommend having, because you're getting a personal loan at a very high interest rate. So lousy terms can still come from a decent company, right? One of the things that I think is a nice feature of OneMain Financial versus some of the other places where you might get personal loans online is that they also do have physical locations, so you can go in. So that is a good thing in the fact that, you know, if there's a problem, it's not just you trying to get somebody on the phone who's often who knows where land, and, you know, trying to get some, you know, customer service and hoping that something happens and not having a lot of recourse. You do have some physical locations that you can go into, you know, and actually talk to a human if there is an issue. So I think that is a an upside to what they're offering. There is a rewards program that OneMain Financial offers, and it's not even one that is legal, I guess, in all states. So it's not even offered everywhere. And it's really not something I want to talk any further about. I didn't want to not mention it in case, you know, you might see that when you're looking at their loans. But for the most part, you know, personal loans are not something you want to be doing on a regular basis. So, you know, it's not like a credit card that you use over a long period of time and you keep getting rewards on all your purchases. This is sort of, you know, hopefully your personal loan is a one-shot deal here. And, you know, if you get any extra rewards on top of it, well, that's, you know, it's sort of gravy on top of, you know, what you might get here. But obviously, you're not going to take out a personal loan in order to get rewards. So it's not really worth talking about. So overall, looking at OneMain Financial, it's better than a payday loan, but that's not saying much. It's kind of a low bar to get over, right? You know, for the most part, you want to try to avoid loans like this, again, unless there is a sort of desperate need for it. And if you, you know, really need it, I guess OneMain Financial, given the fact that, you know, they have some history behind them, they do have those physical locations, I would say that they probably are, you know, as good a choice as any, maybe a better choice than some in terms of, you know, going after a personal loan if you absolutely feel you need it and your, you know, credit history doesn't give you the ability to get it from somewhere that's going to get you a better interest rate. So it's not a recommendation for OneMain Financial, but maybe it's one that I could see that you would think that maybe they're a little more legitimate, or maybe I feel a little bit better about using them than maybe some of the other ones that may be out there as well. If you have used OneMain or other personal loan companies, we'd love to hear your comments. Otherwise, that is it. Thanks for watching. Please go to proudmoney.com, where we talk personal finance and do credit card reviews and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.